and trotted toward Zofia. With one little swoop, she bent down, plucked a daisy, and offered it to Zofia. This girl was both silly and brave. She could have slipped in the water her own mamma warned her not to enter. But she was courageous to have taken a chance. Zofia took the flower and smiled. "What's your name?" The girl stared blankly. Zofia didn't like this game. She jammed her thumb at her chest. "My name is Zofia," she said, this time louder. "Who are you?" The girl's smile faded. She cupped her ears and shook her head. "Are you deaf?" Hot shame spread through Zofia, like when she disobeyed her parents even when she knew she shouldn't. What was this girl's name? If Zofia wrote down her question, would that help? She might have been 5, but she already knew how to write her name and a few other words. She found a twig. With her foot, she brushed away the grass and loosened the soil. She scratched her name into the ground and pointed at the word and then at herself. She offered the twig to the girl, gesturing for her to scrawl her name into the soil. "Aanya." Zofia nodded. She knew about deafness, had heard about several deaf families who lived in Brzeziny, but kept to themselves. Until this day, though, she'd never met a person robbed of hearing. Aanya looked like the other children she knew. Too bad her ears were broken, but it wasn't her fault. She'd find a way to communicate. She held 5 fingers up and thumped her chest with them. She pointed at Aanya. "How old are you?" Aanya lifted a hand and wiggled each of her 5 fingers. They smiled. Drawing houses and stick figures of people, they discovered that though Zofia lived outside of town and Aanya in Brzeziny, it was an easy walk to each other's houses. They also learned that they both had a mama and papa, but no sisters or brothers. That didn't matter. They could be sisters to each other. "Let's pick flowers for our mamas," Zofia said, pointing to the figures of their mothers and rattling the daisy Aanya had given her. Aware she was talking aloud only for her own ears to hear, she didn't stop. She didn't want to treat Aanya differently from anyone else. With an enthusiastic nod, Aanya agreed. Zofia felt a smile grow throughout her insides. Although Mamushu had explained that Polska had seen troubles in the past, especially since it hadn't been its own country for over 100 years, a number bigger than life itself, she sensed it was important to have a friend. No one knew what tomorrow would bring. Later, after a promise to see each other again, she went one way home and Aanya the opposite way. When Zofia gave her mama the bouquet of daisies mixed with red and orange poppies and told her about her new friend, Mamushu shook the flowers. She made a horrible face, like she was both afraid and angry. "She might have been hurt. You must be careful around the deaf. You, darling Zofia, know better than to play with a feeble girl by the water." "What's feeble?" Mamushu wrinkled her nose. "Poor Pan Kaczynski is a fine example. Remember just last week when you asked about his swollen left leg, his red ankle, and why he walks stiffly? His illness has made him into a weak man. He can barely help his family." "Mamushu, Aanya isn't feeble. Her ears don't work, but that's all. She's like me. There's nothing wrong with her." And they were alike in oodles of ways. Other people failed to understand, but that didn't matter. Zofia and Aanya became such close friends that through the years they were amazed when others were curious over how one Catholic hearing woman and one Jewish deaf woman were sisterly companions. 1. The French marble clock in the bedroom chimed 5 o'clock at the same time a pounding came to the front door. The abrupt noise, loud and demanding, rattled Zofia Badauer that early January evening. In ordinary times she wouldn't have worried about her son downstairs playing with his toys, but ever since 1939 arrived, trouble brewed daily. Every part of